Okay, let's get started. Haha.
頑張れ。
Gambaru, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
So finally, I could visit EO house.
Yes.
EO house.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so beautiful place in Palo Alto.
So we are on the south side of Palo Alto in Silicon Valley. So this Palo Alto is a place where the Stanford University is. It's considered the center, right, of Silicon Valley, where all the things happen.
Your name is Leo Ma.
Yes.
What do you do in here?
So I'm the founder CEO of EO Studio for Japanese channel. So so EO is a global YouTube media channel. We interview a lot of founders and sometimes investors, and kind of like tell their wisdom to other earlier stage founders and builders to create more entrepreneurs. Right now we are trying to get into Japan. So I am managing the Japan side and interviewing Japanese CEOs and entrepreneurs, in Japanese.
I see. Interesting. Okay. Why and when did you decide to start EO Japan?
I started I started ideating this about towards the end of last year. So what happened to this is, in my last company, I was a CEO of a growth consulting company. We help a lot of Series B company to grow their sales team, and because we needed a scalability function, we thought about like running it kind of like accelerator. But for me, even though I really wanted to run a actual accelerator, our business could not go that model because we were a consulting business and we needed to pay our employees, and it was just really hard. So one day I left the company and I thought I really wanted to go this accelerator route, but within my network, it wasn't strong enough to actually build a strong accelerator that can actually be compelling for good quality entrepreneurs to join me. So I thought, well, how do I do that? I thought maybe I need to build a community / some kind of a niche, right? And I grew up in Japan. Japanese is my first language, so I thought building this for Japanese people might be a pretty good niche I can go into. And ahead of that is, here in Silicon Valley, Japanese people is actually quite lower in terms of numbers. I don't know what is the reason, but most Japanese people, well, I don't know what the reason back then, but most Japanese people, don't come outside of Japan, and they say Japan has the best food and onsen, and it's like, why would you come outside, right? So that kind of makes sense. But yeah. So how do I unite all of these Japanese people together to create the accelerator? Is I thought, okay, I got to do a media to introduce them the entrepreneur spirit within Silicon Valley, and bring that to the Japanese audience in Japan, and then to spread entrepreneur spirit among them. So along the way, I met the CEO of EO House. I actually met the CEO of EO, Taeyong, just on this table that we're talking here.
Really?
Yes. And we had our drinks, and we had our party 2 days later, and we both got drunk, and I actually slept over in this house, and we just became friends, and so that was about 6 months ago, maybe.
Really?
Less than 6 months ago,
like in November.
Actually, it was around January. Yeah. So 5 months ago.
See.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So Japan has always had more expats culture, right? Because Japan corporation, they are pretty big. They have a very high economy even without entrepreneurship, I guess. Traditionally there has been a lot of Japanese coming here to the States, and that's through expat, like you said.
Yeah, because expats is company's order, right? Not the
Yes.
They are real.
Yes.
So the So from this also we can see without companies order, they don't want or they don't have strong desire to come to the US. What do you think?
I think this might also be how Japanese education is. So Japan has a very strong economy by itself, even without coming to the US. They have a very strong like export economy, right? And so maybe Japan thought that they don't need to actually teach their children English as much, and they can actually have a pretty good life within Japan, and that's actually true, right? And people can have a pretty good job. All these people, the companies in Japan has the luxury to basically employ all these people for 30 years, right? Shushin koyo, so you can work a long time. And the amount of money that they can afford to pay for these people to come to America is actually quite crazy. And some of them there's even a culture to pay for their full-time MBA plus living plus salary to just keep them around, and that's not possible in the US corporation, but Japan has the money to do that. And in Japan, it's also kind of like traditionally, this is changing now, but traditionally it has been the case where if you leave a company and you want to join a new company, right? Whereas in the US, it's like that's the only way for you to get a new salary. But in Japan, when you do that, you're kind of demoting yourself. The only way for you to go up in ladder is if you have the seniority, and that's if you actually work longer than the other person, you're kind of automatically on the rank for promotion. But if you change a job to a different place, you actually start about 2 to 3 levels lower than your other peer who stay in the company for a longer time. So this hinders people from not wanting to do that, and another thing is Japan, this long-term relationship is just, lifelong employment is just that your job is guaranteed you're guaranteed to have that job forever until your retirement. But if you do anything outside of your work responsibility and stuff like that, such as having a side job or such as pursuing your own passion in a different country and stuff like that, you're at risk of actually making it proper for the company to fire you. Now, that's not possible. If you had followed the company rules and everything, that wouldn't be possible, and you're protected by the Japanese government from company doing that. So in a lot of the ways, Japanese people are blessed, but at the same time they kind of have that balance that they have to think which one is better for their long-term life, and maybe staying in Japan was better for that purposes.
I see. Interesting. Speaking of being entrepreneurs, this your occupation, co-founder of your studio, is your first founder experience?
Oh no.
Oh really? I see. It is. When did you start your own business?
I started my first business around 2017, 2018. It was a software company for restaurants. I had to assemble a pretty good team, but because I come from a lot of operation background, I didn't have the, the right, the right skill set for me to actually succeed. And I actually went back to the workforce, getting my kind of like a sales job. I was good at it. And that's when COVID hit, and I thought that, oh well, job market sucks and VC market sucks. Let's create something. And so me and my hiring manager at the company started a consulting company. Actually, it was supposed to be a sales intelligence platform, but because we were bootstrapped and we didn't have money, we thought we're going to make some money on the consulting side, and that consulting just blew up. It was just the right timing for that, and it blew up. So we went with the thing, and at one point we had about 17 employees. In about 2 years, and yeah, we're all 100% revenue-based growth.
Amazing.
Yeah, and but for me, sales was I was more of a what do you call it? Accidental entrepreneur, consulting entrepreneur, and sales management wasn't like my strong suit, and so I left the company, and I'm now just pursuing my real passion.
I see. Amazing. It's your real passion. Great. Okay, next question. So besides your work, do you have any passion or hobby?
So one thing I really like to do, I don't know if this is considered charity work or anything, but I'm really among my friends, they see me as kind of like a connector. I really like to connect good people to other good people, and I don't take any money for that, and I kind of do this just for fun. I really like to see like the reaction of like, I don't know how to describe this, but the right person connecting to the right person, they all feel like something's
Chemistry.
yeah, well, they have the chemistry, but also like they have this deep problem, and they really needed to connect that person, and then when they connect, they feel so happy about it, right? So I don't know how to describe it, but yeah, that's what I have been doing from last few years on the side. And I sometimes even proactively do it. There is actually a company right now who, even like a friend of mine, who's in healthcare company, and he's a serial entrepreneur from Israel, but he doesn't have the network here. So, and I really believe in his product. So I'm not even a advisor or part-time or nothing. I don't have any kind of contract with him, but I try to help out wherever I can, and even go and do like business developments and go knock on clinics and talk to doctors, and even went on stage to pitch for his startup, not even as a founder or anything. I don't know what I'm doing, but it's fun for me. Helping people like that, I think, is really fun.
Yeah, so like as a connector, like connecting to people, great people to great people. This is kind of your superpower since you are little.
Maybe. I don't know if that's my superpower, but I since I was little, I've been to a lot of different places. So I guess I have this natural ability to connect with a lot of different people in different places, and try to understand from their perspective what they need, and try to help them out. Yeah, I don't know if it's my superpower, but yeah.
I see. Interesting. Okay, so like it's not community. So community is not one-on-one, like kind of people's circle, and then who has similar passion or they are interested in, right? So I think you are already have community, and also not only community, like connecting to people from your past experience.
Yeah, I mean, on the side, I'm also co-organizing a community for Japanese and Korean entrepreneurs in the Bay Area. So we think of Japan and Korea as a very similar society. They share a lot of cultures and values. It's just that Korean startup community is maybe about 7 to 8 years ahead of Japan's in terms of like when they started, I guess. And Japan is just starting out in its startup ecosystem, but they have maybe 3 to 4 times the size of a market as Korea. So there's a lot of things that Korean and Japanese can help each other. And I live in the US, in this Bay Area, for more than 20 years. I've seen a decent amount of stuff. I wouldn't say like I know everybody here, but I've seen a decent amount of changes in the Bay Area, and I want to do what I can to help Japanese and Korean people who want to start a company and grow a company in the US, and so connect them together and help them grow their company.
I love that. And then I think I saw your LinkedIn post in last month or 2 months ago. You guys have a meetup to invite Korean entrepreneurs and Japanese entrepreneurs in Bay Area, right? Yeah, I want to hear about it. How was it?
Oh yeah, good. That's our second event. So this is something we actually started doing this year. We that's exactly what this is about. So we started our first event in this house in February, that was really successful. We got some top VCs and top entrepreneurs from Japan and Korea to come here and speak, and it was really inspiring. So we had our second one towards the end of April. We are thinking about doing our next one sometime in August. And with this, we are it's not launched yet, but we are kind of like still in the planning phase, but launching a kind of like a community for Japanese and Korean entrepreneurs who want to thrive together hand to hand in the US market. And then another thing to add is Japanese and Korean are kind of considered a minority in the eyes of the Asian groups in US. So this is specifically supporting them to thrive stronger in the US. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine, because same Asian, but Chinese people are good at to make community, like a strong bond, and Indian people also have strong bond. But Japanese people is rare. Where is Japan village in New York? I couldn't find. Maybe super long ago, like 80s, there are some Japan town, but no anymore, right? So yeah, I'm so excited to hear about your next step of this community.
Yeah, thank you. I think we're going to launch in a couple weeks. So
cool. Yeah, amazing.
Where I see ourselves going, so EO Japan is just a one step forward, but we plan to become, as an EO as a whole, we want to become the largest Asian-led media for a startup community in the world, and we want to be able to connect Asia entrepreneurs to the global and then to EU. And then building a kind of like accelerator to help entrepreneurs, accelerate their, startup growth. So along the way, I think we're going to do it with not only just media, but also, community building. Just a lot of, I don't know exactly, but a lot of different ways. Yeah.
I see. So your dream is already you are starting in here.
Yeah, so I really like to connect people to people. As I said, that is my passion, and that's why what I'm doing now is I think it's just following my personal passion. Actually, when I told my friends I'm going to do this, they all thought that they're really happy for me because they could totally see me in this role. For me, I've never really produced video, edited video, so media is a totally new thing for me. Even being in front of camera like right now is, I'm actually sweating a little bit on the side.
It's nice out.
Yeah, but it is also super hot today. But so that could be that. But it's a new challenge for me. But I think end of the day, I get to do what I love in the process of making a great content and connecting people together and making my long-term thing a reality. So really happy for that.
I see. I'm so glad to hear that. And then so many audience, they really want to attend your event. So do you have already some schedule in this month or next month?
So we have a event. So I'm not sure who the audience is, but we have a event in San Francisco on July 18th. This is a productivity conference. We are inviting founders, builders, and people who are in project management. So the theme is productivity, meaning all the companies of who makes productivity software, like Notion, Asana, and those kind of company will come. For speakers, we already have like Rahul Vora from Superhuman and a few other people in this kind of role. On July 24th, which is just a week after, we're gonna have another event in Tokyo. That is also a global event. So we're inviting not only Japanese entrepreneurs but also global entrepreneurs together, and we're going to do startup pitches, connecting people to events. Investors, and
Amazing.
And then in August, of course, we're going to have our third Japanese Korean community event here back in this house. I think it's towards the late August. But yeah, those are the 3 events we have planned so far.
Okay, so how can we find this information from your LinkedIn?
Yeah, you can add me on LinkedIn, Leo Ma, so Leo, last name is Ma. I haven't published yet, but I will be publishing some of this information pretty soon on LinkedIn. So yeah.
I see. And then, so EO Studio has LinkedIn or some Instagram?
We do, but we don't. I guess we don't update enough. Yeah.
I see. So following
But follow us, and we will be publishing this more on our personal socials. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for your
and also please subscribe to our channel.
Yes.
So the channel is EO. So if you type in EO on YouTube, that's the easiest way. Otherwise, our @mark is you could probably share on the video, but it's @entrepreneurship-opportunities. Yeah.
Okay, please subscribe it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your amazing wisdom today.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Thank you, Carly.
Okay, talk soon. Bye bye. Thank you so much for listening our Creative Tech podcast today. We hope our story to help your career and life. See you soon. Bye bye.